Come on. So we ain't got to worry about when resistance comes in the future. The fact that you're worried about the future is resistance now. The fact that you're over concerned and worried about what could happen in the future, that's some resistance stopping you, distracting you from being completely effective and completely focused on what's valuable right now. In that moment. And that's the only resistance that you will have to worry about in the future. Because in that future, it's another now where either you're going to be effective in that moment or not. Am I right? The worst thing that can happen is that you can find yourself in a moment where you can be effective or not. That's the worst thing that can happen to any of us. No matter what the situation is, the worst thing that can happen to us is that we can find ourselves in a circumstance where we either going to be effective or not. That's the worst case scenario no matter what happens. And you in that situation now. Are you going to be effective or not? Ain't that deep? So the worst place you could have ended up at in the past that you thought about, you there now. This is where you're at. Now, are you going to be effective or not? You tell me that ain't happening. And that's what everybody's worried about. 2012 and all this is going to happen. When that happens, in that moment, are you going to be effective or not? We already been through 400 years of slavery. We're the souls on the bottom of the white man's shoes today. How do it get worse? What's the main question? The kings and rulers of the planet are now going out struggling for minimum wage and worried about getting beat down in the streets by the police. People who are at the top. 2012 ain't gonna get no worse for us. You get the point I'm making? Our 2012 was the slave ship that brought us over here, and we still experiencing the aftermath. Dang. We living in our 2012. You know what I'm saying? Katrina didn't happen in New Orleans. Katrina was the slave ship that we was on. And we've been living in the aftermath. You feel what I'm making? And the question that we have to ask ourselves is, are we going to be effective or not? And we have overcome all natural catastrophes, all unpredictable situations. That is the ultimate preparation. The choice to be effective. You attacked on the streets, you just minding your business. What question arises? Are you going to be effective or not? You see what I'm making? You can get caught up into, oh, I'm being attacked and what's going to happen and are you going to be effective or not? See, what happens is by you procrastinating on answering that question by what you do, you get beat even more. Right? Now you beat all the way to the ground. Now you're in the hospital. You know what your question is on the hospital bed? What is it?
What should I have?
Are you going to be effective or not? Now you off the hospital bed because you still was worried and you didn't take advantage of that moment. Now you're in critical condition. What's your question in critical condition? There you go. You see what I'm making? So no matter what happened, you're always still in the same damn place. It has gotten worse while you've been worrying about is it going to get worse? While you've been worried about how worse the future is going to be when the CIA come in and kick open the doors and they kill another black messiah. Are we going to be effective or not?
Damn.
That's the ultimate question that man has had a problem with. And the universe has been asking him that with everything it's been throwing at him. Everything that is throwing at you, that's what they want to know. Are you going to be effective or not with this?
What you gonna do?
Right. Well, I don't want to deal with this and I don't know and why me and I can't believe it in this. The universe want to know one thing. Are you going to be effective or not?
Because if you are, we'll back you.
Come on. But I want to end this on that note. That's where we at now. And we willing to face all obstacles, face all consequences, and face all circumstances, and deal with that question right there. That's the universal question. That's the only enemy. that you're going to be effective or not. That's your only enemy. And when we're going out into an enemy. And you know what's on our forefront of our mind? I'm going to be effective. You see the point I'm making? Because I know I'm moving through the resistance. I know the resistance is going to meet me. I know that there is resistance. I'm going to be effective. Look at it this way. You jump in the water. You're swimming through resistance. Yo, you can drown if you don't swim right? You'll drown in the water. You'll go down. But you're swimming through the resistance and you make it to the other side and you build muscle going through the water. And by the time you get to the other side of the ocean or the river, you're stronger than you was when you first got in the water. That's how it is when we go out there. We're building resistance. And no matter what challenges that we face, on the other side, we'll be stronger in nation building, no matter how we deal with them challenges. Do y'all hear the point I'm making? And that's when they say that which don't kill you won't make you stronger. But if dying wasn't on your goal list, you have no option but to get stronger. Unless dying was one of your 5-year plans. You hear the point I'm making? Your only option was to get stronger. So that's the point that I want to bring forth tonight. I want to know that whatever circumstances that appear in us, visualize yourself as a living God. Because you ain't got to be attacked by somebody for you to die, have an accidental death. Y'all know what I'm saying? If anything can happen, anything can happen. So it's not the situations that you are worried about that are of concern. It's what you don't even see that should be of more concern. But you know what? You can't be concerned about it because you don't see it. But the chances of these challenges that you face leading to your demise, leading to your ultimate failure, is statistically improbable. You follow what I'm making? Based upon the whole array of things that can just happen to you. You hear the point that I'm making? That's deep. And to see that is you got to be standing in infinite possibility. You got to be standing in infinite possibility. And that's what the person who pulled the sword out, I said, the statistical probability of you cutting my head off in the middle of the street, my chances of slipping on a bar of soap and breaking my neck in the bathtub would probably be more probable than you decapitating me in the middle of the streets in the United States. If it was anybody worth a nigga decapitating, it would be the European if he had that type of courage. You feel what I'm making? But the fact that he don't have that type of courage, the European gets away with everything he do. So we know what happens when a black person comes against somebody courageous. Because we got to give it to the European. He's pretty courageous, ain't he? So when you become a courageous black man for real, there's no other black man that you have to worry about because they show how they act with courageous people, don't they? Huh? The FBI stands for fidelity, bravery, and integrity. They show you how they act with the brave. So when you become that symbolic manifestation of courage and bravery, then every nigga is going to lay down. No matter how many guns they got. Because if they was that courageous, then they would have already got the real enemy that's really out to get them, wouldn't they? So if they don't have the courage to get the real enemy that's really out for them, how they going to get him who have the courage to get the real enemy that they're afraid to get who's out for them? It's statistically improbable. They have to get the weak people who are weaker than them. Because courage would make you get your enemy. Wouldn't it? Courage would make you pick the next best person. If somebody's cutting you over here, courage ain't going to make you get him over there. Courage will make you hide behind him over there, wouldn't it? Courage will make you go at him who's really after you. And they open enemy. That's after them. It ain't me.
Right.
It's him. So the fact that they don't go after him, that shows you they don't have no courage. Get courage, and all the strongest of them will bow down to you. The strongest of them will bow down to you, as they all got guns and the police come and everybody automatically puts their hands behind their back. That's cowardice. That's not a matter of racism. That's human cowardice. And human cowardice is human cowardice whenever it comes into human bravery. Whenever it comes against human courage, human cowardice is human cowardice. So becoming a person of courage is beyond race and nationality. Even though it's valuable and pertinent in race and nationality. Do y'all hear the point I'm making? But a powerful human being is a powerful human being and will be powerful against all human beings. Is this right? So when you become a powerful human being, you're powerful to your own people and you're powerful to the devil. And you're powerful to people of any and all races. So the real challenge is us to step up and be powerful human beings.
100%.
That's it. So we ain't got to worry about these Negroes out here unless we as scary as they are. Then we should be concerned about what block we on and what street we walking down. They're telling you that they can't confront real men.
Yeah.
They can't confront people that's ready to run up on them and twist their hands behind their back and, you know what I'm saying? And knuckle them and put their knee in their back and put them in the ground. They showing that they can't handle that. So if you walk up in them with the ability to put their arm behind their back and put your knee in their back, then what happens? They submit to this type of force. It just hasn't been presented through black nationalism. But they showing how they behave in these type of situations. And it don't even have to go that far, even when you present the energy of it. Do you want to make it? The energy of enough is to make the niggas put their heads down. Enough. So if we're out scared of Negroes, we are one of them. Because they're scared of each other, which is why they got guns and, you know what I'm saying, and they looking all down the block. And I walked up on a brother the other day and I'm like, well, what are you afraid of, brother? I'm rollerblading. What type of person is always looking and scared and who's going to come up on them? What type of person is that? Come on. And we worry, we fear going into community against them. They're showing you they're scared every moment and second that they out there. They pissing in their pants every moment and every second. They showing you that. Come on. I rollerblade down the street. All these messages I have, I don't need a security guard or an army. Niggas are scared. They got these cars because they're scared to get out and walk.
Ooh,
Y'all don't hear me.
they don't get out to a woman.
Is this right? They won't go past. Many of them don't leave their block. They block the shopping mall because they're scared to go on anybody else's block.
Real.
Is that right? And we are afraid of these Negroes?
Never seen them.
Come on.
Never seen them.
We should take all of this in the next 24 hours. Do y'all hear what I'm saying? We should take all of this. If we don't, we should stay on this block like them and get us some crack. And look out. You hear the point that I'm making?
It's Illuminati. Look.
Y'all hear the point that I'm making? Because the Illuminati got his eye on us.
On the real.
That's scary, man. These gangbangers are completely cowards. Complete cowards, man.
They don't stand on what they supposed to be.
There you go. Because if you would stand on what you stand on, you would stand on it against and with anybody. Against anybody, man. Ain't no police and this, that, and other. This is principle. You know what I'm saying? You don't have no principles.
They forgot.
They never had it. And it's up to us to establish principle. It's up to us because, and I was talking about them never having it, and you know, some people argue that. And I say, well,